All right, here's just a quick video on helping name some alkanes. I can't really see the bottom one, but I'll give you a hand on some of the top ones. So the first one, there's a bunch of C's, and what I'm looking for is the longest chain. And so it looks like it's sort of flat, so if I started here, this would be a whole chain of those carbons. And I think that's the longest chain. So if the longest chain is 6 long, then I'm going to call it a hexane. That's good, and that's what you had there. And then, now what I'm looking for are branches that's coming off of that. So here's a branch, and here's a branch, and then there's a branch down there. So there's 3 branches altogether, and if I'd had a branch that was 3 carbons long, then I would call it a propyl branch. But we don't have that. What we have are 3 single branches. So when you're figuring those out, if it's a single branch, that's called a methyl. If it's a 2 carbon branch, it's an ethyl. 3 carbon branch is a propyl, etc. A butyl. It follows a similar kind of naming as the root name. Okay, so I've got 3 of these methyl groups, and so I have to say which carbon they're coming off of. It looks like this carbon here, we can call this carbon number 1, because this one's closest to it. You could probably call it this carbon number 1 on the right side as well. I might just do that because I've got 2 carbons, this one and this one. The 2 methyl groups are coming off that, and maybe starting carbon number 1 on here might be a better idea. You could start with the other side too. I think this way's appropriate. I'm actually not sure of that rule, but anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the name for this one, I would say, coming off the 3, oh, and another one off the 3, and one off the 4, there's 3 methyl groups, and we'll call that trimethyl. So the name of that one would be 3,3,4 trimethyl hexane. Okay, so this is which carbon of the main chain the methyl groups are coming off of, and then tri because there's 3 of them, and methyl because each one of them are single carbon units. Okay, now this next one, same thing. Maybe pause the video and see if you can answer this one, because it'll be pretty well the same kind of thing. Okay, now you can press play again. All right, so let's look for the longest chain. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 carbons. So again, it's a hexane. And then here's a group or a branch, and here's another branch. Again, they're each methyl branches or single ones. And so you don't add them up. I think that's sort of maybe what you were trying to do there, but you don't add them up. They're just 2 single ones. So there's one coming off the 2, and there's another one coming off the 3, and there's 2 of them, so I would call it dimethyl hexane. All right, try that next one. Same kind of thing. Okay, press pause, press play, whatever. Anyway, so here my longest chain is this one right there, and there's I'm going to start counting on this side because the branches are closest to that one, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to say off the second one, oh, and off the second one again are 2 methyl groups, dimethyl, 4. So 4 I think is butane. Okay, now the next question says 111 tri, so off the first carbon there's 3 chloro groups. Off the second carbon there's a methyl group, and the longest chain is a pent, and pent is 5 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me my pentane. And then they say off the first one, so this we'll call this one the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth. So off the first one, there's a chloro group, that'd be a chlorine, and it says there's 3 of them. So I guess I put 1 there, and 1 there. So off the first one, there's 3 chloros, and then off the second one, that's this one, there's a methyl group. So that's that C with hydrogens all around it. There we go. So it's 1, 1, 1. There's 3 of them. 1, 1, 1. Trichloro. There's 3 of them. Trichloro. And then 2, there's a methyl group. So 2 methyl. And then the longest chain is 5, so it's a pentane. This last one, I don't know what those things are down below. Let's say it's a chlorine. I don't know what this one is. Maybe a chlorine. Maybe that's a fluorine. I don't know. But that'd be another one. Okay, so let's check longest chain. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long. So it's going to be a pentane. And if it's like I had it there, it wouldn't matter if I started counting on this side or started counting on this side, I don't think, for this one. Oh, maybe I should start on this side. But they're both 2 in, right? But maybe I'll start on this side because they often want you to start naming things that have the alphabetically. So C comes before F, so maybe I'll start there. So I'm going to say 2 and 3 because this is carbon 1, this is carbon 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So off the second and the third carbon, there's 2, so dichloro. And off the fourth one, there's a fluoro. Oops, sorry. Fluoro. So 2, 3 dichloro, 4 fluoropentane. That's what I would call that one. Just a couple more. I won't do too many more. Let's try one like this. 7. And maybe off this one, let's put one that's 2. And maybe off this one, let's put one that's 3 long. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got to name that. So I'm looking for my longest chain. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's the same. That's 7. How about we start here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's going to be the same. So let's pick this as our longest chain. So our longest chain is a 7, so it's going to be a heptane. And then off the third carbon, there's a branch that's 2 long, so that's an ethyl. Okay, so 3 ethyl. And then off the fourth carbon, there's a 3 carbon chain, and 3 carbon chains are propyl. So 3 ethyl, 4 propyl, heptane. That'll be this guy's name. Also, these things should be alphabetical, so I just sort of lucked out. I didn't think about it. But ethyl comes before propyl, so that's alphabetically, it's correct. Hopefully that helps you with some of those.